Today, dcko comes to an end. Lex Luthor laughs as the energy surges through him. He has become all-powerful. Ha! Face me, Darkseid! Face this universe's champion, Lex Luthor! He bellows. Darkseid looks down on him. I am right here, little one. Congratulations! Savor this moment, and then fight for your crown! Darkseid rumbles. Before, game night is interrupted. Clark, Bruce, and Diana stand and prepare to go out and fight Darkseid. Lois is behind them, calling all of the heroes, preparing for the final battle. But Superman suddenly stops at the window. What's wrong, Clark? What are you? Lois starts to say, but time seems to freeze. Superman turns back. I know what this is. Show yourself, Doomsday, Superman orders. Reality shifts, and Time Trapper steps from the shadows. Kal-El, he says softly in acknowledgement. Superman nods in greeting and turns back to the window, staring out at a reality on the brink of destruction. Time Trapper, this isn't a memory, is it? He asks. Time Trapper slowly shakes his head as he joins Superman at the window. I had concerns whether I could trust anyone else in the Quantum Quorum or your allies. I suspected that someone might be working with Darkseid, though Booster Gold's possession still surprised me. I created this pocket timeline to protect you if need be, he explains. Time Trapper turns his glowing eyes on the last son of Krypton. As Doomsday and Superman, you and I have been locked in a cycle of death and rebirth for years now, Kal-El. I have always believed my role to be your destroyer, and yet an unlikely source revealed the truth to me, Time Trapper tells him, explaining that after Booster's betrayal, Doomsday traveled to the Fortress of Solitude, where the memories of Kal-El's mother told Doomsday that he was meant to save Superman, so that he might stand against Darkseid. It is now time to break that cycle, Time Trapper says as he places a hand on Superman's shoulder. Suddenly, reality shifts around them again, and they stand at the center of all things. I have seen many endings, Kal-El. I have watched countless planets, universes, and realities die. I have channeled Omega energy, Time Trapper tells him as he motions to the worlds cracking and dying. But I have also seen beginnings, universes being born, wild, creative chaos, he continues. Clark watches as worlds are born before him. Time Trapper explains that he contains both Omega and Alpha energy. I have realized that the way to stop this cycle we are on is that instead of granting you another ending, I must give you a new beginning. If I grant you all the power of creation inside me, you may be reborn this one time instead of me, Time Trapper tells him, explaining that he was always meant to be the King Omega, that the universe already bends itself towards him. Time Trapper steps forward. If I do this, you must promise me something. Win! Time Trapper demands. Superman doesn't hesitate as he nods. I promise, he says firmly. Time Trapper reaches a hand out and places it on Superman's chest. Energy begins to surge between them, and Superman lets out a scream. Slowly, Time Trapper's life force begins to dim. Goodbye, Kal-El, Doomsday whispers. On Earth, Lex Luthor laughs again as the power surges through him. He reaches for the heart of Apocalypse, preparing to take full control of this reality. but the heart can sense something. A tearing of reality. So, shall we negotiate the terms of your surrender, Darkseid? Lex demands. Darkseid merely smiles. I think I'll take my chances, he rumbles. Lex smiles wider, but suddenly something is wrong. His eyes widen, and he begins to burn away and disappear. Darkseid doesn't seem surprised as he turns to his new opponent. Energy crackles as Superman appears. We have a new King Omega, the Heart declares. As I had hoped, Kryptonian. Now, don your crown. Darkseid sneers. Superman reaches out into the past and takes hold of the energy of the universe. In one moment, he is every moment in history, from the beginning of time to the present. He is in every particle of energy that collects after the Big Bang. He is there at the first life that begins with a single-celled organism. He watches as the world unfolds. Finally, he stands ready to face Darkseid, a golden Omega crown appearing over his head. Energy crackles around him as he rushes forward, his blows slamming hard into Darkseid. They battle across all realities at once. They are everywhere. Superman's fists slam into Darkseid again and again. Superman stops, breathing heavy. But the Lord of Apocalypse merely smiles. He brings a knee up swiftly into Superman's stomach, knocking him away. Darkseid stalks forward, but the heart is inside of Superman, shouting for him to move. And at the last moment, he does. Superman relies on instinct, and suddenly he finds himself in the past. What? Where am I? Superman questions. The only safe place. The past. Everything after this belongs to Darkseid. Catch your breath and remember what you're fighting for. Can you see it? The Heart asks. Superman nods. Good. Now, build! The Heart declares. Superman watches time move. He builds his universe's present. He leaves death, sadness, but makes them notes in larger chords of wonder. He builds out harmonies, balances pain with empathy, connects power to wisdom, stringing notes. He was born for this, and Omega energy surges through him. But finally, they arrive in the present, under Darkseid's control. Clark! Behind you! The Heart shouts. Darkseid is there, and the two trade blows once more. But each attack sends Superman back, forcing him to retreat. Each blow sends them through time. Superman is forced back and forth. Finally, they arrive at the beginning of all things. The Big Bang. The only thing unclaimed by Darkseid. We're cornered, the Heart whispers. But Superman shakes his head. I'm right where I want to be, he says. Superman reaches out and takes the power of the Big Bang in his hands, supercharging himself, making himself as strong as Darkseid. Darkseid appears and sneers at Superman. There you are, he rumbles. But Superman lashes out with a massive boom, and his blow knocks a surprised Darkseid away. What did... The god snarls in surprise. In Kansas, it's called playing possum, Superman says with a smile. The two lock in battle once more, their punches making whole galaxies shudder. They fight for 1,000,000 years. Superman hits Darkseid so hard that black holes begin to vomit starlight across the void. The fire pits of Apocalypse burn brighter with each blow. But finally, Superman stops. He has the power to defeat Darkseid, to make his universe reality, to make everything better. But he stops. He knows that's not him. Slowly, he reaches into his own chest, grabbing hold of the heart of Apocalypse.
No! Don't! What will this gain? The blast might knock him back a few months, but you'll be back where you started. You can't quit!
The heart shouts, but Superman shakes his head. I'm not quitting, Superman says as he crushes the heart in his hands. Reality tears and the other heroes appear. I'm just tagging them in, he declares as the power of all the heroes fly into Darkseid and end their battle. Defeated, Darkseid floats away into the void and disappears. Superman smiles down at his friends. Thank you, Cal. You did good. Diana calls to him, but Batman understands what's happening. You're leaving us, aren't you? He asks. Superman nods. I am. I have something I must do, but I'll be back. Now go on. Get to work, he says before disappearing. Superman looks down on his universe one last time, but it disappears and is replaced with the one from before. The timeline crystallizes, and the universe is reborn as it once was. Superman smiles. He likes it when everyone wins. Sometime later, Bruce and Diana go to Lois's for game night. You didn't have to come, Lois tells them. But Diana shakes her head. Of course we did, Lois. Game night is game night, she explains as she reaches for the dice. It's just a friendly visit to make sure you're okay, Bruce explains. But Lois just shrugs. Listen to me, both of you. I know my husband. He told you he had one last thing to do. After that, he'll return to us. I just wish I knew why he did it this way, she says. He did it to win. He won for all of us, Bruce tells her softly. The Watchtower. Mr. Terrific stares down at his readings. The sight of the tournament imbued all those within the vicinity with both alpha and omega energy. But he doesn't know what this means, and he needs to find out. Elsewhere, Booster Gold promises to find Superman, no matter what. Over Metropolis, Superboy Prime flies through the skies and looks down on his city. It's a bird! It's a plane! It's Superman, bitches! He says with a smile. In the far future, Darkseid's former legionnaires hide from their master, now that they've broken free of his control. And in another reality, Damian Wayne looks at his son. Grandpa left the box so we could communicate him if he beat Darkseid. But it's not working, Dad, young Alfie says. Damian nods. It's receiving signals from other places he visited, other futures, other Batmen, Damian explains. But Darkseid is not defeated. He looks upon some form of apocalypse and sneers before turning to a cloaked figure.
The Time Trapper's sacrifice may have given Superman the ability to push me back, but you and I know the truth. The fools who oppose me have won neither the battle nor the war. My absolute creations are unfazed. They and the rest of their world remain my weapon.
Darkseid rumbles. He turns his gaze upon other realities in the multiverse, where each world's champions fight for the crown to become King Omega.
With each fight, the fire pits burn brighter, and the Omega energy fuels me. Each will succumb to my will, my control, anti-life. Once the infinite Earths fall, there will be a crisis of absolute proportions.
Darkseid proclaims. And that was the complete story for dcko issue 5 by Scott Snyder. dcko has finally come to an end, and DC All In Act 2 will begin next. This was a great issue and great event, but I'd love to hear what you thought about it in the comments down below. And like and subscribe to help out the channel. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.